Out here in the greenhouse, I have been making a lot of adjustments to this aquaponics system. Let's see, I got the fish right over here. They're covered up so I keep the sun out of the water, keep the algae down. And then I got all my plants over here. Let me bring you up to speed, and then we'll get into what I want to do today. So during the day, I'm covering the fish up just to keep the sun from getting in there. That works for now. I want to do something nicer than this, but it's only so much time in the day. But this is doing good for now. Over here in my filter, I'm noticing that probably about every 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I'm gonna have to change this out. I need to make a mineralization tank because the amount of fish waste that collects in here is unbelievable. But this right here, a while back I bought, this is just a filter for like an indoor fish tank, and a long time ago I bought a bunch of filters. That happened to be the wrong filter. I'm glad we hung on to it because it works perfectly for going over this outlet pipe here. So the filter, it does a great job keeping the solids, but it's not 100%. So there is stuff that's getting into these beds, and I mean the beds have accumulated a fair amount of stuff. So I have been kind of thinking about the idea of maybe that's where my pump's coming out, teeing off from this pipe here, and then putting a little gravel bed that I got, putting it right there. I've still got the old system up there, kind of just, I need to disassemble it. It's just weeds growing in it at this point. But I could take those beds right there and arrange them on the side or back here. Anyway, that's the thought that's brewing through my head. It'd give me more area for beneficial bacteria to colonize, and help. It'd just be one more place for filtration. So that's something running around in my head. But what I want to get to today is my air stones. Now you guys can see, you know, with this whole pandemic thing, it's been kind of hard getting everything that I needed when I was doing this. So I'm kind of still catching up on all this. But you can see I've got bubbles coming up here. And I've got 2 air stones in here. There's one right around here. I'll take this off in a second, but I got 2 of them in here. And it's just not enough, I don't think, because like I got this plant right here, for instance, and there's some of these, there's just gunk on its roots. So that's not getting it. So this is what I have going on for air in the grow bed. Before I had these in there, keep in mind I was having a hard time getting parts for all this stuff. But I had, out of nowhere, algae started growing on this wall over here, and it was like a foot, 16 inches long, just out of nowhere. I ended up putting these in there, and coincidentally the temperature outside dropped for a little while, and it just all happened at the same time. But anyway, the algae is gone, completely gone. So I was attributing this to helping with that. Some of these roots, I mean, these roots are looking pretty good, but the plants themselves are not looking so hot. The cucumbers just, I don't know, they're not doing it. The lettuce, I feel, is making strides in the right direction. This tomato plant, the root growth is unbelievable, but I'm struggling with the plant. One thing I know for sure is that my pH is something I'll get into in another video, but my pH is like around somewhere between 7.5 and 7.8. So that's another issue I'm dealing with. But this I absolutely have to address because there's too much gunk getting on these roots, and I really think this is gonna help a lot of issues. Okay, I am liking this a whole lot better than what was going on there. I took my new pump, my new air pump, this one right there, the Active Aqua, and I tried getting these and teeing them off, because I only have 4 outputs. But anyway, the teeing off thing wasn't working. Everything was just going to 1, so I just made a straight run. Each line goes to 1 air stone, and then I was kind of thinking that wasn't enough, so I kept the original one that I had in there, and I think I've got it covered now. That one's kind of covered, but I've got a total of 6 air stones going, and I think all bases are covered at this point. I feel like that's getting quite a bit of air. Everything that I'm doing out here has just been one big, humongous learning process for me. I feel like I made some good progress today, but there are still a number of things that I need to dial in. Anyway, I'm plugging away. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.